Howdy everybody, welcome back to the channel. Y'all are probably wondering what I'm doing today. Well, we're gonna do a couple of things today, but first, it is a beautiful day. It is Monday the 20th. You won't be seeing this until Sunday the 26th or whatever. We just had our tractor pull. It might have hit 60 degrees last Saturday. We're gonna hit 80 today and tomorrow, and then we're diving right back down into the 40s again because, yeah, it's Idaho weather. But anyway, what we're going to do here first is we're going to swing by the old farm homestead and see what's been going on, because a couple of you have been asking if anything's happened to it. Well, they've at least mowed the roadside, but yeah, nothing much has happened to it. House, the barn, the shop, everything's gone. Yeah, but anyway, that's the old farmstead. So what else are we up to today? Well, we're going to run out to my buddy's place where all of my tractors and my implements are stored. Gonna see what's left if somebody's been out, picked through it, stolen half of it or whatever. Then we're going to go to town to get some parts and supplies to put the water pump in my irrigation system to water the lawns and stuff over at the new place, and a garden plot if I can get around to getting that put in this year. Then we got to swing by a tire store and have 4 brand new tires put on this 3/4 ton pickup that we're in today. The tires that are on it are 11 years old, I believe it is, and they're getting weather checked real bad. So when we get to my buddy's place to check on the little Allis-Chalmers CA and the rest of my stuff, we'll take a look at those and I'll show you how you can tell what week and what year your tires were manufactured. It is recommended that you don't run a tire on your vehicle for more than 6 years. And of course, you've all heard the penny trick where you stick Lincoln's head in the tread, and if you can see all of Lincoln's head, you need to change tires. Well, these tires aren't that bad yet, but the cracks are making them that bad. Hey, what country's capital increases its population every year? Any ideas? Why, it's Dublin, of course. Now that I'm where I'm at and I'm going, I can tell you about that tire and how to tell what year and week of the year they were manufactured. Okay, right there, those little ovals. Well, the first one's DOT, then it gives you a number, yada, yada, yada. Then you get over here to this one, and that one says 3515. Right there. It's the last one of them little ovals, 3515. So this tire was made on the 35th week of 2015, making it 11 years old. Now, it's very windy out here today, so we aren't going to film much, and I'm not going to do much. I'm just going to use my favorite can of Slickum, and we're going to lube up the nuts and bolts that need to come loose to remove the loader off the front of the little Allis CA. Well, here's the back end of that little CA. It's got its auxiliary hydraulic pump on there and all the controls and stuff up there to run the front end loader, which I do not want. I mean, it can be handy, but I really just don't want one on here. So it's going to come off. So what I'm doing is we're going to be putting a bunch of Slickum on all the nuts and bolts that need to come loose to get this thing off of here. Yeah, fairly straight little tractor, but yeah, it needs some work, and we got to get that loader off. I'm gonna have to do some research on this tractor because it's got the spring in it down here. I think that's for like a snap coupler, but it just has the pin mount down lower there, which is the earlier style of how to mount stuff to one of these tractors. Like I said, I'll have to do a little bit of research on that to see which way that's supposed to go. I'd prefer it to have a snap coupler hitch on it, but if it's a pin, that's okay, because about all it'll ever have on it will be a plow if I can find a plow for it. Yeah. Now I have a new shaft, what do you call it, a drag link? that goes from the steering column arm there, starts here, and runs down to the bell crank down here on the front for the steering, because this thing's got a power steering unit in it to handle the weight of the loader on the front end. I want all that to come off, and that involves, let's see if we can get in out of the sun here. That involves undoing all of that. I'm assuming that's a Charlene pump. Yeah, pardon the shaky, I'm trying to reach around the boom here. Anyway, it's got to take that off, and inside of there is the pump right there, and that aluminum piece has got to come off. And because the hood has been cut to make room for that power steering unit, I'm going to have to find a new hood for it, along with the snap coupler or pin hitch, whatever I need for the back end of this thing. As I said in my previous video, there's a couple of nice dents in this gas tank. There's one back here, one up there towards the front where the strap is, and another one just to the right of the gas cap there. Yeah, I had a real good gas tank out at the farm. Don't know what happened to it. Don't know if one of the neighbors grabbed it and saved it or just what. So anyway, we'll be looking for probably a new gas tank as well, depending on how clean that one is on the inside. If it's real clean, I may just sand it down real good and cover it with Bondo and hope it sticks. One thing about it, if I can't find the snap coupler or pin mount that goes underneath there, at least it's got a start of a 3-point hitch on it, so maybe that's a good thing. We'll have to come out here on another day when the wind isn't blowing quite so hard. I mean, it isn't terrible today, but it won't be any good to film. And I didn't bring any of my tools with me. I need to get that boxed up. I'm going to try wrenching on that loader to see if I can't get it loose. If not, I'm going to have to get Dale and his blue wrench down here, and we'll have to do some cutting. But I want to see about getting that all off of there, pull it off of there, and then if I can get a trailer here in the next week or so for this pickup, we'll throw it on there and haul it over to the house. Then that might be the next project I start working on here before too long. Anyway, we're going to take a quick trip around the place here, see what all his toys are, and then go check on my stuff, make sure it's all still here. Hey, what did the blanket say when it fell off the bed? Any ideas? Oh, sheet. You know, get it? Bedspread sheet? Yeah, okay. Bad joke. Anybody need a 1680 Case International axial flow? Yeah, there's a nice little Alice Chalmers. Hold that baler over here. Crawlers, all of her selections. There's a nice little David Brown Case 885 sitting right there. Yeah. Oh, look at what we got coming down the road here. Pull over to the side here and give him a little room. Anybody looking for a mid-50s Ford? There it sits right there. Some of the international stuff. Oh, there's a Moline even sitting there. Yeah. We got stuff scattered everywhere a little bit here and there. It's kind of in an order, so to speak. But yeah, most of the case stuff's down here on this end. Exactly. Plows of all sorts, shapes, sizes, you name it. In fact, there, way right over there, is a plow that might be from my CA. Let me go look. Oh, by golly, that is a snap coupler plow. Looks like it might be more for like a WD series size. It's a turnover plow. It's a two-way, two-bottom plow. Yeah. If anybody's ever converted one of those into just a one-way plow, let me know. I'd be interested to hear from you if you have. Imagine the cost replacing all that stuff there or changing it or whatever. But yeah, I wouldn't mind having a two-bottom one-way to go on my CA Alice. Of course, it probably won't be a 16-inch 216 either. It'll probably be like a 214. And if you watch the tractor pull or plow day video, I made the comment about a bunch of tumble plows. Yeah, there sits another one right there, ready to go. And you probably can't see it, but there's another tumble plow right there too. fact, while I was looking at that second tumble plow, I happened to spot another one of those snap coupler two-bottom two-way plows for an Allis Chalmers sitting out here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff around here. Rims, tires, you name it. Yeah. There's another tumble plow sitting over there behind those big tires. Ah. Anybody need a couple of old Willys Jeeps, Trep pickups? Yeah, there you go. Well, there's my treasures, the two little BNs, the Allis Chalmers C. Oh, it does have a drawbar on the back end of it. I was thinking I needed to buy one of those. Yeah. There's the two-way single bottom plow there in front of the C, Allis. That needs to go back over to the place so I can get it ready to go and hooked on behind the Farmall H when I go to a plow day. There's Gramps' Super C. Looks like the grill's beat up now, worse than it was before. Yeah, dang it. I don't much care for that. And my 10-foot disc that I don't have any use for anymore, and there's a mower back there for my Super C. And there should be a kind of a carrier platform and a plow floating around here for that Super C. Guess maybe I better get out and go see if I can find them. I guess it's still there. It's underneath one of the BN grills. Yeah, it's a single bottom two-way quarter turn plow for the Super C. It goes on the back of this thing on its fast hitch. So yeah, everything looks like it's still here. Yep. That framework there is for a B or C CA sickle bar mower that goes on the belly. I don't really need that, but that might make good drawbar material for a trailer or something. Yeah, and there's the mower. So yeah, we'll be getting all this back to the house here before too long. Look at what I just spied on the other side of those Willys pickups. Yeah, an old T-Bird sitting there. Imagine that could be bought if anybody wanted it. Just swinging around these old Ford pickups here. See if there's anything I can use for this one or the 81. Need a tailgate for the 81, but I'm going to end up selling it, so I'm not too worried about that. This one right here, it's a half-ton version of that thing. Ooh, there's a nice tailgate right there. Yeah, so I may have to come over and rescue that one of these days. Couple of cats. Looks like an RD6 and a 35 diesel sitting here. Here's some of the other toys that are here in the lineup that can be had. Hey, look at there. There's one of those V8 Internationals. Well, we're going to call that it for the day right at the minute and head back into town to the tire store, spend about $1,000, put some new tires on this truck. The tread's okay. There's cracks I can tolerate for a while, but one of the four tires that's on the ground is starting to have the belts separate, so I'm getting the thump, 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 thump vibration. So yeah, we need to get that changed out. That's why the new tires today. Hey, we all know Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. But what was more useful than that first telephone that he invented? It was his second telephone that he made. You gotta have two to talk to each other. Well, I've already got the new tires a little bit dirty. Yeah, as you can see right there. They're the same brand, but a little different tread on them than what I had. And of course, no cracks. So that makes the pickup one step closer to being ready to pull a trailer with a tractor on it. Yeah, we just got to figure out how wide the rear end is of the Super M so I know how big of a trailer I got to get. Yeah. Of course, I guess we could turn the wheels, dish the hubs in, and move the wheels into a plotting position, but quite honestly, that look kind of ridiculous. So we'll see what we got to do. We'll make it happen. There's a 20-foot long stick cut in half of 2-inch PVC Schedule 40. And a little bitty box right there of stuff. Yeah, running $100 just about. So now to get all that put together and installed over there yonder on the other side of the tree by the hay rake there. And then we're good to start watering the lawns and stuff around here, and hopefully we can get a garden put in this year. I'm not holding my breath, but I'd like to. One of the old Victory style gardens. If we do, we'll explain that and why we're doing it that way, or why I'm doing it that way, and all that kind of thing. Yeah. Something else I've been toying with showed up in the mail today. I've been buying up some of the more unusual wrenches that I can find. This one's for a monitor drill from back in the day. Yeah, I don't know why the keyhole slot goes that way for hanging it on a nail or whatever, but yeah, kind of an interesting old piece of a wrench. Eventually what the plan is to make a shadow box for the old wrenches and some of my spark plug collection, so we can take that to county fairs and whatnot and show it and display it with the tractor club. Yeah. As part of freshening up this truck, we're gonna change out this brake pad on the brake pedal because it keeps slipping off and you're pushing on something that ain't there anymore. So I'm gonna do that right quick, and before I put the new one on, I'm gonna squirt a little coat of black paint on there. And while that black paint is drying, we're gonna change out this cover on the steering wheel. Yeah, just a cover on there. Looks like somebody wrapped electrical tape around it at one time, and it's all sticky and gooey from oily hands or whatever. So yeah, we're going to change that out. I think the first thing I'll do though is unwrap all this old friction tape or electrical tape. I think it's actually a fiber reinforced deal, so it's probably the old friction tape. We're going to unwrap it off the steering wheel because we're down to the original what is it, leather possibly, or plastic. It looks like stitched leather. We're just going to get all this off of here, make it a little easier for that new grip to slide on there. The old steering wheel actually doesn't look all that terrible bad, so this might have been just a grip they put on there, or a tape that had a better grip to it. But it's going to come off because there is some electrical tape on there, like right here. Okay, there's the new steering wheel cover. I like it. It's nice. It isn't squishy like the one I bought and put in the little Mazda, so I think I'll buy another one of these. So I think the steering wheel's the same size, and we'll swap out the one in the Mazda. And there is the new brake pedal all installed, or the pad on the pedal. So a few little upgrades like that, never hurt anything. Well, I hope you enjoyed digging around in the junkyard a little bit today. We will be retrieving the CA Alice here before too long and bringing it back here to the new homestead. And don't forget, coming up in May, we will be having an official tractor pull with the High Desert Antique Tractor Pullers. So stay tuned and watch for that. That'll be coming out probably the next couple of weeks. I'm not sure exactly yet when we're going to be doing the poll, probably the second weekend in the month. Anyway, I'm Dave, wishing you all well, and you all have a good one. Catch up with you later now. Bye-bye.